Welcome back to Tax Fraud Power Hour. I'm just gonna not pay taxes this year. Tyler's actually gonna teach me how to do it. He hasn't paid taxes since 2015.
I mean, so like ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you avoided the IRS so far?
I simply haven't made any money. Can't tax what I don't earn.
He's got me there.
You are a fool. You've been living in society. Meanwhile, I have been living outside of society.
Can't tax what I don't earn. Fucking based. Maybe I should adopt that style.
You ever see those primitive technology videos? That's me.
Just all the time.
I pretend to drive a car. This isn't even a real phone.
Did you walk here?
I have someone drive me, park the car, and leave.
Or do you just live in the woods?
I'm like you know how Jews on Sunday, they can't use any machinery?
No, I didn't know about that, but continue.
They like literally can't drive or anything.
I didn't know about that, but continue.
Yeah, like Orthodox Jews, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's just me, but always. Like, if ever I need to go somewhere, I just get someone else to do it for me.
I did not know that was a thing. I don't know someone who's practicing fucking
Judaism.
Yeah. Our Ryan, my goalie.
Hmm?
He's literally Jewish. He's
Just
like
ask him,
practicing Judaism.
oh, what's it called?
Ask him about Sunday. Ask him how much heavy machinery he operates on Sunday.
No machine. No, Jewish.
Oh goodness. Ugh, I have to do bench and abs today.
Me. I have to do squats.
Squat.
Man, my legs aren't feeling like shit. My legs have been feeling like shit all day, but they stopped feeling so bad today. I'm like, I miss it. What the fuck? Why the fuck does Apple not know how to make a cursor? Okay.
He hates Apple.
Shabbat. That's what it's called.
Shabbat.
Yeah, it's like Sabbath, but Shabbat.
Shabbat.
No H on the end.
Shabbat.
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 Yeah, Shabbat.
Huh. That's cool. Wait, when the fuck did the icon just change?
He literally changed the Rockefeller.
That's huge. That's funny. Alright. Gamer time. Gaming. It's a very quiet afternoon, as always. Since I can't go outside as myself, I have to match schedules with Mion when I go shopping. I've gotten used to it by now, so it's no longer a hassle. Because of this, I naturally have to buy things in bulk. Today, I shuttled between shops in my home. I got this, I got that. Oh wait, isn't it 100 yen sale today? I forgot this. Being in a good mood, I spun around with my arms spread out. I felt like a little whirlwind.
Alright, Connor.
What?
Don't look at the screen. Don't.
I'm not looking at the screen.
Anything's about to happen here.
Shion...
Wager? How many points do you want to wager? Let's say, I'll do 5 points. What do you want to wager here?
I'm gonna wager that Shion hits somebody.
Mm-hmm.
No, I assume the question is who does she hit? Or is it just what does she do?
Yeah, what's the scene about to be?
She hit someone for sure.
Okay.
Who does she hit? Who's Inoki no Miya? She's friends with Takano and Tomatake, right?
We haven't seen him yet.
No, we haven't, but she's friends with them in Matanagashi.
Yeah.
She hasn't hit Mion, because Mion's for sure in Hinamizawa.
She's in hiding because she's outside doing groceries or whatever.
Yeah. I'll wager you... I don't want to wager 5, that's too many. I'll wager you, like, 2. When she hits, like, Tomatake.
Okay.
Is that fair? You
Sure,
cool with that?
that's
Okay.
fair.
She had a bike.
What do you think? Alright, double or nothing, what's actually happening here?
Double or nothing? You know the biking club
Mm-hmm.
that Keiichi hits the bike of?
Yeah.
And then Shion has to rescue Keiichi?
Yeah.
Same jobbers.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Let's go.
For 4 big smackaroons. My arm hit a motorcycle parked on the sidewalk. It obviously wasn't where it was supposed to be. Ow! What the? Who parked this motorcycle here? Oh, Shion. I gave it a kick with no hesitation. There were 3 motorcycles lined up there in a row. They all fell down like dominoes. It's literally the Keiichi scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful sight. This is fun, I thought. Being in such a good mood made me leave my guard down. I didn't realize the owners of the motorcycle were right nearby. They looked pretty scary. The combat music. I think I got 4 points on that because it's the Keiichi scene.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's 4 points there.
I'm thinking that's 4 because this is the Keiichi scene. They grabbed me by the neck and dragged me into a dark alley. Then they called me all kinds of names. Everything was happening too quickly for me to grasp what was going on.
The fuck are you, bitch? What you think you're doing, huh? Fucking place your head in, bitch. Grah! Gonna pay for what you did.
Ryukishi put "da fuck" in his game. Whoa. They can't really talk properly. I don't have a clue what they were saying. I had to translate their alien tongue into normal human words in order to understand. We are very upset because you knocked down our motorcycles. You should immediately pay for the repair and compensation. Yeah, that was probably it. That's our offer. What do you say? We'd be happy to listen to your opinion. Something like that?
Huh? What a damn?
Sorry. I don't think I can continue interpreting.
What in the,
What in the
What you saying?
I know what they're trying to say, but somebody has to warn them about the way they park their motorcycles. It wouldn't be fair to those who obey the rules if there were no punishment for those who disobey them. This is an accident, but it also must be God's will. But God, you can use me to punish these guys, but how will you compensate me later? Shion's about to go sicko mode. I heaved a huge sigh. Of course, I wasn't afraid in this situation at all, because it wasn't a dangerous one for me. These 3 guys were yelling at the top of their lungs at a girl. They didn't look good doing it, and they had too many disadvantages. First, there was the difference in gender and in the number of people. Even if I did something wrong, as men shouting at a woman, it didn't make them look like they were in the right. Added to that, there were 3 of them. It already looked like it was going to get violent. Second, the location. Taking a girl into a dark, narrow alleyway is already a bad idea. And on top of that, they're asking for money, not just an apology. Thanks to these facts, the public will be on my side. So this was a fight they couldn't possibly win. The only way for them to win would be to take my money before someone finds out. Considering that, taking me to this narrow, secluded alleyway might have been a smart move, since fewer people will find out about the situation.
Huh? You listening or not?
I knew how slim their chances of winning were. From the very beginning, they had picked the wrong girl. I'm Mion Sonozaki now. It'd be foolish to mug her in Okinomiya. Soon enough, the people of Hinamizawa would notice me and gather round. They don't spare mercy for their enemies, no matter what. The punks didn't know this area well. If they did, they'd have known how silly it was to rob Mion. Plus, the alleyway isn't always as empty as they assumed. The side streets is a shortcut which local people frequently use on their way home. This side street. In the late afternoon, many people will be passing through here. That time had almost arrived. If I held off a little longer, the street would soon be filled with people. Then the punks would have to go away. I didn't have to do anything. I just had to wait in order to win. This was a simple fight like that. While they could hurl abusive language at me or lift me up on my collar, they weren't actually going to resort to violence. Cheers to the educational system for ingraining the ladies first mindset. But as a wicked person, I wanted to toy with them a bit, even though I could win by waiting. I wanted to paint them as even more villainous and drive them into a corner that would be even harder to talk their way out of. That demonic desire was rearing its horns. I feel like Shion would probably be better suited to take over.
Yeah.
If Shion, like, actually wanted to.
Think she could run a coup?
If she actually, like, wanted to run the Sonozakis, I feel like she could do it very well. To put it plainly, I'd only need to act as the poor, helpless victim a little further. Like the pathetic, pitiful, tragic heroine everyone wants to sympathize with. In a case like this, I shouldn't start crying immediately, because they got nervous and draw back. Or they'd get nervous. If it were truly a threatening situation, that would work, but I needed something different here. I'd pretend to be strong at first. In fact, I thought, why don't I challenge them? And eventually, I'd start trembling, my voice would fade, and I'd get tears in my eyes. It'd be even better if I played the role of a strong girl who's slowly giving into fear. Mion and I are probably the only ones who are capable of pulling that kind of stuff off. Well, I'm probably better than her. What? Why don't you let me go now? I already apologized. I talked back with a little hesitation. Am I getting tears yet? Yes. By the way, I've heard men can't shed tears on command. I feel sorry for them. The three punks faltered a bit due to my sudden change in attitude, but they soon started yelling at me again. I had to keep it going. That way, they'd blatantly look like they're picking on a helpless girl. Please, forgive me.
What you doing? What's with this girl, huh?
I don't...
Maybe you should apologize like that from the start.
It looked like they were laying off a bit. Did I overdo it a little? It'd be boring if they let me go now. At that moment.
Yeah?
Who?
Yeah? Yeah?
Is it Keiichi? Keiichi hasn't transferred in yet.
No, he hasn't.
Is it Keiichi? Who is this? Is it Satoshi?
Cut it out. Don't you see her crying? Stop it.
I don't know how to... I fucking
That's idiot with a lisp.
It's idiot. Cut it out. Don't you see her... Don't...
Fuck me.
Don't you see her crying? Stop it.
I don't know.
See, you don't... I'll tell you this. You don't got to accent it.
I don't...
'Cause, like,
I know.
Lisping it will make it do its own thing. A boy around my age appeared. Is this where her boyfriend shows up? He was skinny. He looked weak. He looked younger than he probably was. He also looked smart. He bravely glared at the punks.
What the hell? Who the fuck are ye? Back the fuck up! Rawr!
Who the fuck are ye? The punks turned away from me to face the boy instead. Do we get is there a Satoshi sprite in this game? Oh, I'm gonna come. The boy looked a bit agitated when the punks started yelling at him. They sure were ruthless. But the boy must have known that from the beginning. He must have known that he was going into a dangerous situation, yet he didn't hesitate.
Fucking say something! Why don't you answer us?
He must have wanted to shout back at them, but he'd probably never used that kind of language in his life. So he couldn't have expressed his feelings out loud. He might not have even known what to say, so he just kept on glaring at them, to let them know that he wasn't going anywhere. The three punks, though, might have thought he was just lost for words in his fear, but I knew different. The boy was overpowering them with nothing but his will. The punks were losing, so they resorted to violence. Damn, they did that quick. They grabbed him and knocked him down. They hit, kicked, and tossed him around. It looked painful, but I knew. It was his victory. Why did Brooklyn at me? In the end, local passerbyers stopped the punks. They made no further fuss and just went away. The boy stood up. He was covered in dust.
There he is.
Ah! Ah! He actually doesn't.
This is the best. Like,
yeah, this is the best
new sprite.
New sprite, yeah. He looks like such a friend. He has a belt.
He has a belt.
I love Satoshi. He smiled when our eyes met and asked me if I was alright. He didn't look particularly okay himself, though.
How could you step?
Oh, yeah.
This Shion. How could you step into a fight you obviously couldn't win? Pick your opponents better next time.
I hesitated at first.
Satoshi looks like such a boy. I can't believe they kill him in cold blood this year. He laughed, saying that he was watching from the beginning. And that meant he had the option to walk away, but instead he worked up the courage and stepped in. That was reckless, not brave.
Ah! He screamed right in my ear.
You deserve that.
Ow.
Look at him, dude! Satoshi's the best character in the game. Look at him! Why'd he draw him like that?
What?
Why'd he draw him like that?
He's a good little boy.
Look at that little guy!
He's a good boy.
Look at that guy! Look at that little dude!
He got big bushy brows. And
Satoshi is the best character in the game, non-negotiable.
You're being a little harsh, Mion. You should say at least thank you. So you're crying.
No, I wasn't crying. That was just an act.
Okay.
Hey, you don't believe me, do you? Do you really think I'd cry?
No, nobody believed me and Thonozaki would cry when punks bullied her.
Why are you laughing? You really don't believe that was an act? I'd never cry.
I believe you, I do.
All like Satoshi, I realized one thing. He must be one of Sis's friends. He didn't seem to realize I'm her twin. He thought I was Mion with a different hairstyle. Mion and I had to live separately since before we went to elementary school. Mion was in Hinamizawa and I was in Okinomiya. I lived in a totally different environment from her. So, it's not strange that people don't know me. Actually, only very few people know I exist. I almost told him that I'm not Mion, but I managed to stop myself. Shion shouldn't be here. He's from Hinamizawa. It wouldn't be good if he thought he saw a Mion look-alike in Okinomiya. So that's why they killed Satoshi.
yeah.
You
wanna wager?
They transfer him out.
You want to bet on that?
They transfer him out because
bet
he's
on that?
friends with
How many points
Shion.
you want to bet on that? How many
They
points you putting down?
transfer him out because he's friends with
How many
Shion.
points you putting down?
I'll put 10 on that.
You put 10 on that?
I'll put a tenner on
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
They kill him because he's friends with Shion.
Okay, that's a tenner right there.
Yeah, and that's to like get at Shion
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
the hag has to punish her somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why else would they kill Satoshi?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they killed Satoshi.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe they killed Satoshi. Wait, did I even read that? It wouldn't be good if he thought he saw a Mion look-alike in Okinomiya.
I think you read that.
So I had to act like Mion. Dealing with him could be more difficult than handling those punks.
Well, I was just relieved because you seem to have a girly side at all. A girly side at all, after all.
You sound hostile. What exactly do you mean by that?
I thought you kids kicked those guys' butts with some crazy martial arts. so I was really surprised when you just started crying.
Hey! Like I said, I was acting. Weren't you listening at all? Satoshi's kind of based. He's just Keiichi, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, all they have to do is turn his hair brown, and he's Keiichi.
And his end shirt red.
Yeah, literally. He gently put his hand on top of my head and stroked it as if stroking a kitten. I could remember somebody doing that to me when I was little, but it had been quite a while since somebody stroked my head. I didn't know what to do. Why did it make me so embarrassed? My face reddened all at once. I couldn't say anything. Mion folding at the first touch of a man.
Instantly.
Instantaneously folds. Shion receives affection from one person one time and literally folds. Insanely based. Hey, are you making fun of me? I stuttered in embarrassment. He looked calm, as if he was used to doing this.
Whatever. Aren't you glad, though?
Glad? What do you mean?
Well, you didn't get hurt.
He smiled while he kept stroking my head. His smile looked divine. No wonder she fell in love with Satoshi. He wasn't gonna stay for long. He'd already saved me from the guys after all.
Well, I need to get going. So I should head off now.
Okay. I wanted to go through all the steps of meeting someone for the first time, but he didn't. As far as he was concerned, he just saved a friend from danger and wanted to leave quickly to avoid seeming pretentious. He and Mion must be friends who knew each other well, so I couldn't bring myself to ask, "What's your name?" Mion's friend smiled once again. His smile looked as refreshing as the blue clear sky.
Clear blue sky.
Same thing, close enough. This time, he smiled a bit mischievously.
Don't worry.
I'm trying to do the lift while not having, I don't know what the fuck is the accent.
I love Satoshi.
Don't worry. I won't tell anyone you were crying. Well, nobody would believe it if I told them anyway. Nobody would ever believe that our invincible class president, Clyde.
I love Satoshi. He patted the dust off his butt once again. He walked back to the sunny main road, away from the dark alley. Then he turned around.
See you in school tomorrow, I mean.
Yeah. See you in school. He disappeared into the brightly lit street. I continued to sit in the gloomy alleyway. I could no longer see him. I was just staring absent-mindedly at the bright light. That was the first time I met Satoshi-kun. What?
Read it.
I'm not even allowed to walk freely under the sun. I met a boy on a sunny day. How come a perverse girl like me fell in love with his innocence? Notebook, page 5.
Notebook, page 5. What do you think this is?
This is fucking Mion for sure. I can't believe Shion folded.
Instantly.
Shion did like the guy thing where you fold on the first compliment that you ever receive in your entire life. This man literally like, not even before he touches Shion's head, she's already folded.
Yeah.
That must be Satoshi. He looks like what you described, and has a habit of stroking people's heads. His name is Satoshi-kun, eh? The boy from earlier is called Satoshi Hojo-kun. Mion said that he's always daydreaming, so she didn't believe that he saved me at first. His little sister is... what? His little sister is always kicking his butt. He has a little sister? Yeah. Her name is Sadako. She's funny and shrewd, but is quick to cry when she's cornered. She's fun to watch, but things have been rough for her lately, so she's feeling a bit down. His sister came up naturally in the conversation. I tried to soak up every scrap of information about Satoshi-kun. Why? Why am I trying to ask so much about him? As I asked myself that, the feeling I got when he stroked my head came back to me. That's her fucking popping a boner. I must have been blushing. Hello, Shion? Sorry, I'm here, I'm listening. To start, I hear Sadako's on bad terms with her aunt. Satoshi's mature, so he knows when to conduct himself. But when bad things happen, Sadako really lets herself go. What Sis told me was very interesting. She told me that the parents of Satoshi-kun and his little sister are dead. Satoshi-kun and Sadako are now living with their uncle and aunt. They don't seem like very respectable people. They're always fighting, and the uncle is cheating on the aunt. He mostly lives with his mistress. Satoshi-kun and Sadako entered into that unwelcome environment. What surprises me the most is the fact that Satoshi-kun's parents were the Hojo couple who were the leaders of the pro-dam activists. That fact must have added something to the situation. I don't know what kind of stance the uncle and aunt took during the dam conflict, but they must have taken some indirect blows. Satoshi-kun's parents died after bothering them so much, and even left them their children. The uncle and aunt obviously can't love those kids. Oh, he replied to me. Interesting.
Yeah.
We get the Satoshi lore. Which,
We're seeing Satoshi.
yeah, we're getting like all the Satoshi lore stuff, which fills in everything before Keiichi gets here.
Mm-hmm.
Like right before Keiichi gets here.
Yeah.
Which means we're gonna learn what happened to Satoshi, I assume, in this game. And like why Satoshi transferred. I told you, I'm confident that it for sure has something to do with like him interacting with Shion. And like him being friends with Shion, which is why they kill him.
Okay.
Do you think Mion kills him?
Personally, yeah. She gets jealous.
The guy that's read the game already? Hey, do you think Mion kills him? I mean, honestly, in my personal opinion, I do. I think she does it.
How many points? How many points am I building that up?
You know what, Tyler? How many points do you want to wager on that? No, but like very genuinely, I could see Watanagashi happening again. Before the actual game, you know? Where like Mion goes batshit and Shion goes batshit.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess maybe Shion goes crazy and then replaces Mion, or Mion goes crazy and replaces Shion. I don't fucking know. It's hard to tell between those two. But I can see that happening in this game. Where like Satoshi falls, like Mion has a thing for Satoshi and he falls in love with Shion and then Mion's pissed. But that was, you know, the plot of Watanagashi.
Right.
So I guess we'll see what happens, but I could see it kind of doing that. Things have gotten worse this past year too. Women can be really nasty bullies. You can say that again, Shion. I know one of them.
Shout out.
Shout out to famous Instagram cosplayer Honey Rabbit. I'm writing your Twit Longer canceled thread today. Count your fucking
It's
days.
coming out soon. Be ready.
Be ready.
We're coming for you.
Could you imagine if when this drops, Brooklyn gets canceled on Twitter? Someone actually puts a Twit Longer out and like cancels
Can't
her
wait
on
for
Twitter.
like.
Brooklyn
I
getting.
want her to add like somebody she knows, like some cosplay person to the Discord, and now they just go through all her lives, all her like the well she's Ghanaian, but she's the CEO of racism.
Yes, CEO of racism.
They just fucking pull down all of her logs and just like
they go through like all of her garbage bin posts. We should put M in this Discord. Sometimes it doesn't matter who they're bullying, even if it's a kid. On top of that, women tend to care less about property than men. propriety than men. As a result, Sadako seems...
Is that a point from me?
Shut up. Sadako seems exhausted with it all. I can imagine Satoshi-kun bravely protecting his little sister, just like when he saved me. So, he must be exhausted too, right? Huh? He must be covering for Sadako all the time. So wouldn't you normally assume that he's also feeling worn out? Well, I don't know. Had I said something wrong? Mion sounded a bit taken aback. So that meant Mion can't tell how he's feeling. Because he's always wearing that blank look, so she never considered it. How can she be that insensitive even though she's around him all the time? I was amazed to realize that. Well, anyway. No.
Nope.
Well, anyway, what does he usually do? He looked smart, so does he read a lot of books? Yeah, you're right. He likes to read. He's now reading... what is it called?
Umineko no Nakukori.
He's now reading Sun Tzu's Bible of War, whatever Art of War, thank you.
Bible.
That's a point.
That's a point.
I continued asking about him. About what he likes, dislikes, and what he thinks about. It's gonna end like with Tanagashi. I asked all these questions because I wanted to know more about him. It was the first time I'd ever been that interested in somebody. Yeah, but if Shion could meet me,
yeah, what do you think?
it'd be the second time. Yes, I'm sorry, you had a question that I like completely ruined. Your question. I'm sorry, you had an actual question, yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen in this game? Where do you think this game is going?
They're gonna kill Satoshi for sure.
Because the only thing that's ever changed, right,
is when Keiichi's here.
86.
Yeah.
83.
Yeah, it's when Keiichi's here. It's not this year.
Mm-hmm. So this year, we already know what happened.
This year's canon, yeah.
So what do you think this game is about, other than this year?
Well, I mean, I think the game's about... The game is answering all of the, like, I feel like, even though Shion is the narrator... I'm gonna make a hot take here. I know you said the answer arcs aren't in order.
Right.
But I feel like... I mean, this game's gonna answer a lot of questions across, like, all the games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like...
This game is gonna be a lot of recontextualization. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
That is Ryukishi's modus MO. Is recontextualization.
Yeah, I know that out the gate with this one, right? But, like... I think this one is gonna mainly answer a lot of questions in Tatanagaroshi and Onekakushi.
Okay.
Of like...
It's not even gonna touch with Tanagashi?
I mean, I guess it will touch with Tanagashi to an extent because like we're learning more about Shion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like we're recontextualizing the Sonozakis. As I said, obviously it touches every game. But I think that this game is gonna focus on...
It definitely touches every game.
Who was Satoshi? Oh, whoops. Who was Satoshi? What happened to Satoshi? Why did it happen to Satoshi? As well as, you know, what does Mion and Rina mean by transferred? Like, I think that's going to be the big one from Onekakushi that gets answered here.
Okey-doke.
And I think those other three are going to kind of be from Tatanagaroshi.
Okey-doke.
And then obviously we're going to learn more about the dynamic between Shion and Mion and like... I assume this is the game where you can pick up and learn like how to tell the difference between the two of them. And
no, you can figure that out in Tanagashi. It's pretty. I mean, it's easier to tell especially if you have voices on. It's easier to tell because they have mannerisms that you can hear, and then in the anime you can mannerisms that they have mannerisms and
yeah, for sure.
But I think you could do it with Tanagashi.
You probably can. I just didn't.
You just didn't.
Yeah. That's it. Because I just...
My favorite part is that it's simpler than you might think.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's just a lot harder for me to pick up differences in text than it is, like, audibly.
Mm-hmm.
or like
And
visually.
I didn't want to touch the Sonozaki sisters because I know I would give that away.
Yeah, which is completely fair.
I also have no idea what voice I would do for them. At this point, at least.
I think I have good Sonozaki sisters' voices.
Yeah,
Should have just made him panty and stocking.
how's that any different from what we're doing now?
It's not.
That's what I fucking thought. Alright, let's get that.
I asked all these questions because I wanted to know more about him. It was the first time I'd ever been that interested in somebody. I didn't want to admit that I had feelings like that. Yeah? You can't say that.
I didn't say it. What are you talking about?
That's true. That's true. I actually came up with that in my brain. I just
Yeah.
like schizomaxed for that moment
True.
right there. Shout out to Mion.
Shout out to, Mion.
Shout out to Mion. Did I fall in love just because of a stroke on the head? Am I stupid or what? When I remembered the feeling of his hand on my head, my heart felt tingly. I tried doing it myself, but it didn't feel the same. Shion is so based. I'm stupid. What am I doing? Stroking my own head. Sis, I'm done for. I became stupid. What? Why are you laughing? In that weird voice. You wouldn't understand this feeling, sis. When would I see him again? I felt as if my suffocating life had finally grown brighter. Ka-cha.
Ka-cha.
Nice little intermission.
This little intermission.
Good. You want to end this bitch here? Get
Nah,
some-
we're only like 40 minutes in. Not even 40.
Alright, this is gonna be a funny bit. The life I lived was really beginning to suffocate me. I couldn't go out freely, and always had to make arrangements with Mion before going to work. I thought my life would improve after escaping from the school, but in reality it wasn't that easy. It's not healthy to live like this for too long. Without any friends to hang out with, I feel like I was hibernating. I'd started to feel the dangers of falling into boredom. But we know that she figures it out between this game and all the other canon.
Sure.
Because, like, she doesn't hang out in Hinamizawa a lot, but she's there for, like, the Watanagachi festival, and, like, she'll see Mion, and, like, she's in the towns and shit, so, like...
Yeah, next year.
She figures something out between now and then. All I could think of now was Satoshi Hojo-kun's face. I'd only met him briefly, but my encounter with him had a great impact on my new life. I felt like something exciting was going to happen. Really, I was hyped up like a little kid. Man. You know, this is what...
Oh, yeah?
You gotta cut this. You can't leave this in.
Yeah?
You can't leave this one in. Alright, I'm gonna have it on recording so that you can laugh at it later, but
Okay.
you can't. So all boarding school girls do two things. They go lesbian, or they fall in love with the first man they meet out of boarding school.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. And Shion fell in love with the first man she met out of boarding school.
Yes, sir.
The more I thought about it, I realized I've been thinking about him a lot lately. This might be a crush. I felt a little ridiculous idolizing him in such a romantic way, though. Then, out of the blue, I got a chance to see him again. Oh? I saw a familiar face at twilight in the park. He was sitting on the swing. He looked like he was zoning out, or maybe deep in thought. He didn't notice me, even though I was right in front of him. I reminded myself to speak and act like Mion before talking to him. Hey, what are you doing here?
Mion, you surprised me.
He looks so sad. You don't look surprised. I've been standing here for a couple of minutes now. Didn't you notice me?
Have you? Sorry, I didn't.
He smiled self-dervishly.
Derivative? What did you say? That's a point. That's a point.
I'm thinking about the whirling dervish.
Derisively.
Alright, not dervish, I understand. He smiled self-derisively and shrugged. He looked depressed. Like something was troubling him. Is something bugging you? You can talk to me if you want. Maybe I can help.
No, that's okay.
Come on. I owe you one from before, Satoshi-kun. Or maybe you don't think this old man can be of any help. Don't you know how mighty I am?
I'm okay. You don't have to help me.
Huh. What is it then? Are you saying that you don't need help from a girl? Thinking him unfair, I puffed up my cheeks in a sulky gesture.
Sulky.
Fuck. Sulky gesture. Satoshi-kun noticed that and smiled.
No, Mian. It's just I messed up my swing when they see me the most.
I mentally rifled through all the information about Satoshi-kun that Sis had given me. He doesn't look like much of an athlete, but apparently Satoshi-kun belongs to a junior baseball team. They're called the Hinamizawa Fighters. I doubt he's very skilled, since I didn't hear much about his contributions to the team. Maybe that's why he doesn't tell many people that he's a member. Given how down he felt as a result of messing up, though, he must be fairly dedicated. I deducted all that from what Sis told me, and carefully chose my words as to sound like her. What? Are you feeling down just because of that?
Hey, it's not that easy to get over, Mian.
I just want to take his little cheeks.
Do the fucking thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I did the
Fucking
that fucking model I had.
that stupid ass
last
model.
time.
Yeah. I think I'm falling in love with Satoshi. I pat his back while chuckling. Maybe Ryukishi wrote Satoshi. She said that everyone that plays the game falls in love with him on impact. Thoughts? Is this an experience that you had?
I'm not gay. Oh my god, you set that up perfectly.
I know.
I was waiting for it. I was just like this entire time. The instant was like
It's the sheer resolve and blank expression that you gave me where you're just like, I'm not gay. There was no hint of any humor whatsoever. Oh my god, man.
I've been looking for that joke this entire time, and you just like handed it to me on a silver platter. Oh my god.
I can't say that. I actually can't say that one.
Say it, buddy.
No, that's an off-air joke. I thought it was funny.
That could have been on air.
That could not be on air.
Just gotta embody Crystal, like. You know, the Crystal would be all over this little boy.
Oh, 100.
Here we go. He's setting her up for failure. You don't have to.
Nope.
You don't have to copy it. It automatically goes to your clipboard. But that's good to know in case I. Togus?
Shut up.
He's a minor. Thoughts?
My goal is accomplished. my goal is accomplished.
With the blushing, she's gonna.
Oh, I know.
She's gonna go feral.
I know. That's why I picked this frame. I like that one less. I like this better. He's a minor. Thoughts? Satoshi-kun would probably call me insensitive. I knew I should listen to him rather than trying to cheer him up. Acting like sis was probably the wrong thing to do in this case, but I had no choice. This was just how she'd react in this situation. Instead of feeling down, you should practice even harder and aim for your chance, you know? Practice makes perfect here. Well, if you want to beat the opposing pitcher so badly, you're willing to pull some tricks, then I might be able to help you in a few ways. Satoshi goes, Satoshi goes,
There's no point if I cheat, though.
Cheeto.
No. So I slammed my penis in the cup.
Satoshi has been a nightmare to this playthrough. Oh, he's giving it a reread. Satoshi, no, that's not it.
That's not go.
Kei-san. Satoshi-kun hung his head after letting his regrets out with a big sigh. Surrender, defeat, resignation were all visible in that gesture of his. Are you quick to give up, or persistent? If you're a man, then why don't you want to be Then what? If you're a man, then don't you want to be a star and have your 15 minutes of fame? Satoshi-kun grinned and said yes.
Of course, that'd be wonderful, but that's
Not why I play baseball.
That's not what I play baseball. I just have fun betting and throwing the ball. You can understand that's right. That's right.
This old man isn't sure. I only love games that I can win. I don't understand how you can love something when you can't be the best at it. Shion actually said, "What's the most like descriptive Mion thing I could say?"
What's like? How do I say Mion's character?
Me literally playing the character of Mion.
That really sounds like you, Mion. Sounds like you, Mion.
Having realized that I'm trying to make him feel better, he laughed along. He didn't look depressed anymore. I guess he was just feeling down because of the game. He wasn't as depressed as I thought. Maybe I just jumped to conclusions when I saw him sitting alone in the park.
You always put forth your best effort to win. That's admirable, I think. Yeah, it definitely is.
He smiled gently and stood up. Then he started stroking my head. All of a sudden, sploosh! I totally wasn't prepared for that.
There's a sound effect in there.
That's Shion's boner. I thought this when he did this last time, but how can he stroke somebody's head so easily? I felt like I had turned into a little kid. Memories from kindergarten came to mind. My face must have been red. I felt embarrassed, but also like I was in heaven. Satoshi-kun stroked me as though petting a cat. I was blushing with my eyes closed. I felt helpless, like a girl being treated by the dentist with her mouth open and her eyes shut. Gah. Satoshi-kun didn't seem to notice
What does
my
that
feelings
mean,
at all.
Shion? What?
That's what I'm saying! That's what I'm saying! Like a girl being treated by the dentist with her mouth open and her eyes shut.
I have a dentist appointment next week. Next Wednesday, I'm gonna try closing my eyes. Okay.
You've never closed your eyes at the dentist before?
No.
What, do you just stare at him the whole time?
No, I stare at the TV.
Oh, no. Dude, fucking...
They have a TV there.
Yeah. So when I got my filling done, eyes closed the whole fucking time.
It's gonna be at 9 a.m. I'm gonna fall asleep if I actually close my eyes.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
I somehow that feels weirder.
You think
Just
that's
to close
weird?
your eyes?
A little dead body.
It's weird.
Little dead guy. Little dead guy you're fixing the teeth of, you know? Like rub ice on my lips so their hand bumps into it. It feels really cold, like a dead body, you know? Like a corpse. Like I'm dead. You know? Like a body?
You trying to say something here, buddy?
Like a dead corpse.
Shut the fuck up.
I miss Satoshi.
He's right here!
He's not coming back. Satoshi-kun didn't seem to notice my feelings at all. He didn't seem to care. I hate him. Typical women.
Woman moment.
With my eyes still closed, I waited for him to finish. I don't like Shion's dialogue. He suddenly withdrew his hand.
I need to get going. My aunt wants some stuff, so I have to go grocery shopping.
Okay. My voice faltered. I was so embarrassed. I'm going shopping too.
What? You are? I thought the maids did all your household stuff.
Shoot. I messed up. At the main Sonozaki house, the maids do everything. Therefore, Mion hardly goes grocery shopping, and she's bragged to some people about that. I should have known better. Still, it wouldn't be too hard to find an excuse. I just happened to be in town, so I thought I'd help out with the household stuff. Is that a problem?
That doesn't sound like you. You always avoid doing boring stuff like that.
You talk too much. Oh, stop stroking my head. Satoshi-kun seemed to be having fun with how embarrassed I'd get when he petted me. Anyway, I managed to talk my way out of it. He didn't seem to really care about the details. While walking with Satoshi-kun, the shopping... Oh, my brain turned off, hold on. While walking with Satoshi-kun, the shopping district of Keiichi, it suddenly occurred to me. Why had I messed up? I'd known Mion would never go grocery shopping. What an amateur mistake. Did I make that mistake when I was pretending to be Mion? No. I was probably speaking as Shion. I couldn't keep lying to myself. I had to just admit. It was simply because I wanted to spend as much time with Satoshi-kun as possible. Fuck, I have to do arms today. Yeah. It was easy to see why I was so attracted to him. I'd found something intriguing in my boring life, and I didn't have to feel tense because he thought I was somebody else, etc., etc. His easygoing nature made him fun to be around, and his habit of petting people on the head was fun too. From these symptoms, I could tell I was embracing the feelings of love. I was just casually enjoying that feeling. It wasn't that I fell in love with him. I was just having fun. I could simply spend some fun time with Satoshi-kun without having to think too much.
Which one is Buckley? The green one or the yellow one?
Why are they retarded? That's cauliflower, Satoshi-kun. Hey, could it be you can't tell the difference between lettuce and cabbage either?
I'm not that bad. I'm doing my best here.
I love Satoshi. Satoshi's a very good character. He's just stupider, less violent Sadako. Satoshi-kun stared at the heaps of broccoli and cauliflower. After thinking for a while, he reached out for the wrong one. That's not it. Watching you shop is like being on a roller coaster. It's a lot of fun for me, though.
You got me. Sadoko can't tell the difference either. With his broccoli and with the cauliflower.
You guys are too funny. Sis had told me that Satoshi was a flaky big brother to his nagging little sister. I hadn't met Sadako, but she must be having a tough time dealing with Satoshi-kun. He stumbles over everything he buys after all. That's cooking salt. It's mixed with pepper. It's different from regular salt.
Oh, is it? I think I saw salt and pepper separate in science experiments once.
Stupid. Stop making excuses and just put it back on the shelf. This is normal salt. What are you getting next?
You're a great help, Mion.
You look smart, but you have serious issues. I
Brain
think you should
issues.
study more. True.
That's a little harsh. There. Is this it? And it goes.
Ah, that's not it. Don't just throw anything in the basket. Check the price and how many servings it is first. You know what's funny? You know what this scene is mirroring?
No, I don't.
You know when Sadako
Oh, yes.
Sadako and Keiichi go to the store
I
and
thought
then
you were gonna put an IRL fucking comparison there. But yes.
it's when Sadako and Keiichi go to the store and Sadako flames Keiichi for not knowing anything. And,
We're
teaches
seeing a
them
lot
how
of
to
little,
shop
we're seeing
and-
a lot of little like parallels here, right?
It's a lot of, oh wow, Satoshi picked everything up from Shion and then taught it to Sadako, and then Sadako taught it to Keiichi because Keiichi's fucking stupid. And Satoshi was fucking stupid. Women! I just felt the need, you know? It felt right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with a Y, not with an O.
Wyman?
Yeah.
Damn Wyman.
The E's a Y too.
Why am I? Why am I?
The N is an E as well. No, not an E, it's a Y. It's WYMYY. You know, if there was a genie, you know what I wish for? My first wish would be that every word starts with the letter B. And then my second wish would be that every word ends with... No, that every word is 4 letters only. And my third wish would be that every word ends with the letters OOB.
This is a dumb joke.
I love that joke.
I hate this joke.
I love that
And
joke.
this is a stupid joke.
You know the post it's from. I love
do.
that joke. That's a good joke. I won't take credit for it. I'm not smart enough to make the boob joke. My first impression of Satoshi-kun was that he was strong and reliable. But the more I spoke to him, the more surprised I was at how clumsy and unreliable he was. How do I put it? It was hard to leave him alone. He was dangerous on his own. If he wasn't careful, he might start wondering, do you cross the street when the light is red? Or was it green? And get himself run over by a dump truck. Sweat drop.
Your total is 1,780 yen. Do you have a member's card? Huh? Oh, yes. Yes, I do. Where is it?
Shion.
Shion, yeah. Oh, sorry. We can't seem to find it, so we'll be alright for today. I finished checking out, ignoring Satoshi-kun as he fished through his wallet full of receipts.
That was horrible, Mion. You made me waste points.
Don't go slowly fishing through your wallet to look for your member's card in the middle of an evening shopping rush. There was a huge line behind us. Didn't you notice all the evil glares from all the old ladies? Listen, at times like that, you should get it out before reaching the register.
Oh, right. That's good to know.
It's not only when you go shopping. The same thing goes for when you ride a bus. Satoshi-kun, I bet you don't even open your wallet I bet you don't open your wallet and start looking for change until you're about to get off, and you have to pay while holding up everyone behind you.
No, everyone walks by me and pays their own fare.
Huh. You know what that means? You're being a super huge bother to everyone. Thought I was gonna say everyone else. You're being a super huge bother to everyone. You need to have the money out beforehand. That's just good manners. Do you get it?
Oh, okay. You're scary today, Mion.
Satoshi-kun smiled as if patronizing me. Huh, I couldn't believe it. He was definitely the type who made women want to protect him. Sure, he was fine as he was when he had a busybody like me around him.
I want to make women want to protect me.
My goal is to look as malleable and useless as possible so that women protect me.
I want a big, strong woman to pick me up and carry me around the fucking grocery store.
Explaining to me why I need to have my card out while during the evening rush and the difference between cooking salt and table
I
salt.
want a woman to talk to me like I'm retarded.
Don't they already do that?
Shut up! But not like that, that's different! They actually think I'm dumb!
This chapter's been a nightmare for us. We shouldn't have played it. We shouldn't have played this one. We should have skipped this one. We should have gone to the next one. Sure. But I couldn't stop worrying whether he was able to function in society without someone like that nearby. We got plastic bags and sorted out what we bought. Satoshi-kun put a pack of tofu at the bottom of the bag. I slapped his hand and put in a milk carton instead. Okay, there we go. Now your aunt won't freak out when she opens the shopping bag in her kitchen.
Thanks. You helped me a lot. I don't think I'm very good at shopping.
Just shopping? That's definitely not the only thing. Just kidding. I had realized a few things while I was spending time with him today. He's not just bad at shopping, he's also chronically clumsy. In general, you could call him a slow thinker. She called him stupid! She actually called him stupid!
Oh!
That meant, when he stepped into the quarrel with the punks, he must have needed a lot of courage. He might be a simpleton, but he's not stupid. He's aware of his weaknesses, so he must have been aware of the danger in that situation. He could have chosen to walk away, even though I was in trouble. But he chose to be a man and stepped in. That was really admirable of him. All I'm saying. Which one is this? Which one is
Meikashi.
Meikashi? Himatsubushi? Meikashi's starting to sneak up on it.
I'm glad we're same brain cell.
Dude. Himatsubushi? Meikashi's starting to sneak up on it, man. The good boy Satoshi frame is starting to sneak up on it.
Oh my god.
Good boy. You did a great job. There.
What is it? Don't stroke my head.
He's a bottom. I'm sorry. Cut that. Don't include that. Don't put that in there.
I'm gonna put your icon over his face.
No! I'm rewarding you for shopping successfully today. There.
You're making fun of me, aren't you, Mion?
No, I'm not. Can you go home by yourself? Do you know how to get there?
You are making fun of me.
Satoshi-kun's sulky face flushed red. Ah, he's just too cute. At that point, I caught a glimpse of a billboard from the corner of my eye. Piano lessons, call X. Abacus class, junior baseball team, members wanted. It was a posting for the team Satoshi-kun belonged to. It showed the day, time, and place of their next practice. By then, I knew just how flaky he was.
Sakoshi and Sakotoko.
Satokoko?
I don't know.
Satoko.
Sakoto.
It'd be Sakoshi
Sakoshi and
and
Sakoto.
Satako. Yeah. Satako and
Sadako. Yeah.
Sakoshi.
What? This doesn't make any sense.
Sakoshi Joho?
What?
You know, Hojo, Joho.
No.
By then, I already read that. I figured he must be just the same when playing baseball. That's me. Satoshi-kun realized that I was reading the posting. He looked uncomfortable and walked away. I know what you're thinking. I hope you won't come to see me play baseball, Mion. Am I right?
Move.
What does that mumbling mean? I know I'm right. This is great. This chapter is great. Satoshi-kun became quiet. After mumbling something, it seemed like he couldn't say anything back since I had been right on the money. Satoshi-kun, you're just too cute. I don't think going silent is a good way to dodge the issue. Well, that might have just been the way innocent people like him would react in a situation like that. See you, Satoshi-kun. It's getting dark, so be careful on your way back.
Aren't you going home, Mion? To Hinamizawa?
I have to make a stop somewhere first. Don't worry about me.
I'll help you this time.
Shion.
In return, I'll help you this time in return. Game?
The game crashed.
Nope.
Nope, it didn't crash. I thought the game crashed. I'm okay. What are you gonna help me with anyway? You should learn to support yourself before you try to help me.
You're really mean today.
He seemed to have some pride, at least. He looked a bit upset because he was teased by a girl, but in contrast, I felt very satisfied. As a result, I forgot to keep my guard up.
Thank you for the help. That was sweet of you.
While wearing a bright smile, Satoshi-kun suddenly started stroking my head again. I know he's teasing me, but... Oh, I can't reject him. This is a nightmare chapter. He keeps doing it only because he realized I won't resist. Oh.
Oh, not the hair pat. No. See you, Mion. You should go home before it gets dark. See you in school tomorrow. I'm actually spitting everywhere.
Yeah. See you in school tomorrow, too. In fact, I wouldn't see him tomorrow at all. It felt awkward, but I had to settle for that. I had to thank Sis for letting me use her name. After I separated from him, I found myself giddy and wishing to see him again as soon as possible. I wanted to know more about him. I couldn't wait for my next chance to see him. Actually, maybe there was something I could do. Just like when I obtained my freedom from St. Lucia's, I could choose how to live my life. Whatever, it wasn't that complicated. I just wanted to tease him more. I wanted him to stroke my head more. And, whatever. I already knew the schedule for his baseball team. This is going to be a nightmare game.
I love
This game is going to be a fucking nightmare. Are you telling me it's just going to be, until obviously everything goes wrong, like every Higurashi game. It's literally just Satoshi and Shion bullying each other back and forth.
A hopeless pair.
Tip time.
Tip time. Tip.
And then we're done. 6 hours before we usually are.
Yeah. See why I wanted to do it?
Oh, this is
early on
so
before?
nice. This is so nice.
Is my what are you looking for? It's chapstick. It's probably just hidden in my
It's
hidden
hidden
in my
in that
keys.
pocket for sure.
It's not. It must be in my.
Check your other pocket. I forgot she's got the cum syringe on this. Why's she built like that?
Built like what? Shout out to Gleamy Guts.
Yeah, shout out to Gleamy Guts.
Good ass art.
Yeah,
What's the fucking name of the artist?
I figured. I just was confused at first and just kind of repeated what you said, and then I realized you were talking about the thing. I'm ride or die today. Ride or die for the homies.
This guy is stupid.
Don't call me. I have never done anything wrong in my entire
Crumple
life.
Diley.
Diley.
I got you.
My aunt finally stopped her hysterical screaming.
Streaming. Twitch streamer.
Today was just like any other day. I can't remember what set her off, whatever it was. She changed the subject constantly anyway. It didn't matter. She went on past midnight again. The sleep was pounding the back of my head. Once Satoko had been able to relax, she fell down on the spot and started sleeping, still clinging to my sleeve. I carried Satoko to the bedroom and laid out our futons. Here, Satoko, your futon is ready. So get in, okay? Satoko crawled in like a worm. She started moving once she was inside. I wished I could go to bed too, but I couldn't. My aunt asked me to do some chores. I had to get some toothpaste at the school tomorrow. I had to write it down somewhere. I had to make rice for lunch tomorrow. I set the timer. Right. I also had to repile the towels in the bathroom. That was the reason for today's scolding. My aunt will get mad if everything isn't done the way she wants. Oh, and there was something else. I was working at the grocery store the next day. They wanted me to bring an apron. Did we even have an apron in this house? I'd never seen one. My aunt will be sleeping when I go to school, so I won't have time to ask her. What should I do? Since Mion helped me get that job, I don't want to screw it up. In that case, why don't I ask Mion about it at school? She might lend me one. Was there anything else? I was envious of Sarako because she got to go to bed. Oh, it was pathetic I felt that way.
Satoshi's life sucks.
Poor Satoshi.
Being a Hojo sucks.
True.
The only good Hojo is a dead Hojo. Am I right, brother? Amen.